A Chicago judge ruled to grant the officer responsible for the fatal shooting of 17-year-old Laquan McDonald bail today. Officer Jason Van Dyke's bail was set at $1.5 million. RT correspondent Anya Parampil is on the ground there in Chicago. Anya, you've been there several days now, probably a whole week. What is the latest you're hearing on the ground?
Well, Manila, we know that as of earlier this evening, Officer Jason Van Dyke is out. His bail of $1.5 million was posted. So now you can see actually behind me, the crowd was much bigger. Even 30 minutes ago, about 500 people rallied in front of the Chicago Police Department headquarters here. And it was actually not the kind of demonstration that we're used to seeing. Many of the groups that had organized it were local churches, and so we saw demonstrators hold a prayer and even a hug circle where they all hugged each other, and they said, "Media, take out your cameras. This is the side of Chicago we want you to show." That crowd has dispersed now, and we see a few demonstrators left. They were getting close to police and chanting 16 shots. That's, of course, the number of times that Officer Jason Van Dyke shot 17-year-old Laquan McDonald 13 months ago. According to the prosecutor's office, that shooting took place over the course of 15 seconds, 13 of which McDonald was already on the ground bleeding on the Chicago street. And it took 13 months for the video of that incident to be released. And it was on that same day that Officer Jason Van Dyke was charged with first-degree murder. He's the first police officer on the Chicago Police Department to be charged with such a serious charge, first-degree murder, in over 30 years. So quite a stunning charge, but we'll have to see what comes next in terms of following up on that charge. People out here are demanding not only that Officer Van Dyke be held accountable, but you hear the chant, the second part of the chant of the 16 shots is about the cover-up, which people say they believe took place in the city, involving high levels of the administration, all the way up to Mayor Rahm Emanuel. We've heard calls for him to step down at demonstrations throughout the week because people in the city want to know who saw that video. It took 13 months for it to be released, but who saw it in the administration, in the prosecutor Anita Alvarez's office, and in the police department, and not only didn't show it to the public, but didn't make moves to charge Officer Van Dyke faster. But I spoke to people that had rallied in the crowd earlier this evening, and you can hear what drove them to come out on this rainy night in Chicago.
For our kids to see that early on, we almost brought the other two down, but it was a little crazy for the younger ones. So yeah, we're just here trying to be a part of what's going on and supporting, yeah, the effort to see Chicago be a better place for kids to grow up.
So I think it's important that we're out here just as a community of faith to just show Chicago that we care and the churches are here just the same way that they were during the Civil Rights Movement. And we're here to pray for the city, pray for justice, pray for healing, and yeah. Basically, that's why we're here.
Oh, I think that what's important for the voices and what they're seeing tonight is that we are standing against injustice, that there are murders that happen here in Chicago, there's violence that happens here, but the people in Chicago are demanding justice in all situations, whether it be crime in the streets or from our police officers who are here to protect us, that we demand accountability from our officials. And we have seen here that there isn't accountability, there has been a cover-up, and we want answers.
You heard what that last gentleman said, that people here are rallying to stand up against injustice, and that's the type of call that we've heard throughout the week. I was at the demonstration last Friday on Black Friday, which shut down the Magnificent Mile in the major shopping district of Chicago, again demanding justice for Laquan McDonald, but also the city as a whole. Meanwhile, today, classes at the University of Chicago were canceled, and the FBI actually arrested a suspect that posted an online threat against the university, claiming that he planned on targeting white faculty members and students at the University of Chicago in retaliation for the shooting of Laquan McDonald. That 21-year-old suspect attended the University of Illinois at Chicago and immediately deleted that post, but not before the FBI took notice and warned the university. In court today, there were charges filed against him, but as of now, the FBI is saying that they did not or do not consider him a serious threat.
For that was RT's Anya Parampil on the ground in Chicago.